Hey there, Pioneer fans. Bryant Cook, and I have a special treat for you today. Mono-Blue Lotus Combo in Pioneer. It is a sweet, sweet deck, and I'm just very happy to share it with you. So this inspiration came from my previous video where I played this build that was blue and red. A lot of the comments on this deck list were, Bryant, why aren't you playing Dig Through Time? Why don't you playing Lier? We're going to cover that. So I wasn't playing Dig Through Time because there wasn't room. There's only so many slots in a deck list. And when I asked people to justify what they would cut, they weren't sure. Because, well, there's a lot of playable cards. You only have so many slots, right? Well, I actually had the thought in that video while I was recording, do I actually need the red cards? And if you're not playing red cards, it does open up Dig Through Time. So that's sort of how I arrived here. And when I was building this, Solemnity Vision just makes a lot of sense. It is your modal card that also counts as a land, so it counts towards your land count for Lotus Field. But also it's half of a Dig Through Time, which is pretty good. It digs 7 cards deep for an instant or sorcery, which is sometimes just what we want. So having that to help fuel our combo works out quite nicely. And then we have Seagate Restoration, which is our big payoff spell in this deck, because you get to draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. And with that, we have Pour Over the Pages, Dig Through Time that both accumulate cards. So we're going to cast a few of these throughout the game and then eventually win with a Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, which might seem a little bit weird because these decks haven't played Jace in a long time. Mostly since like the Breach era, it's been all approaches. Well, Jace makes sense because we're running Fae of Wishes, which can't get creatures, so Fastest Oracle is not an option. So Jace here is a little more cost efficient than something like Approach of the Second Sun when we're not running Omniscience in our deck. So that is why we're running Jace. But let's say mana isn't a concern. Should you run Approach? Maybe. I'm not actually convinced it's any better than Jace. I think that Approach is kind of an overrated win condition, if I'm being honest. It's pretty comparable. But when we're not running Balagad Recovery, there is a little bit of a concern to running out of mana with Hidden Strings. That said, Lier does help alleviate that a little bit, which is the reason that you should run a single copy in builds without Balagad Recovery, because it just allows you to cast a whole bunch of Hidden Strings to continually win the game. And it's just the blue Yawgmoth's Will, or blue Past in Flames. So the card's really, really powerful. I think it's worth playing one. That said, it does die to Lightning Axe, which is a 4-of in the most popular deck in the format. It dies to Rending Volley. So I think if you don't have to show this to your opponent, maybe you hide it. I'm not sure. It's just a thought for you. And that's the deck list. So you might be wondering, like, Bryant, why should I play this over the, standard Ultimatum builds? Well, one of the things about this deck list is when you're comboing off and you don't have your Ultimatum, you're not drawing cards like Grazer or Sylvan Scrying that are just dead on the combo turn. Instead, you have effects like Shimmer of Possibility, Strategic Planning, and then Consider that are just more versatile that allow you to keep winning in a more traditional sense. These cards are also good at all points of the game. One of the biggest issues that I have with the Ultimatum builds is that a lot of the cards in it are just terrible. And I'm sorry if you play the Ultimatum build, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings here, but Omniscience is not a good card to see in your opening hand. Or when you look at this deck, almost every card in it can be played pre or post combo. And it's really what you want. You want cards that are good at all stages of the game, not cards that are only good while you're winning. And that's why you would play something like this. So on top of this card being more, or this deck list being more versatile and more adaptable, it's also very budget friendly. If you don't play the Ugin in the sideboard, this is $100 in paper. And honestly, I don't play Ugin in my builds. Like, if you look at, this is the deck list that I would play in a paper event if I had to play one tomorrow, but there's no Ugin here. Like, Ugin is not a card you actually need. So if you cut the Ugin, this deck list is $100, like almost even. It's like 102. And if you cut the Ugin from the deck list for Magic Online play, it goes down to like $56. So, or 56 tickets, I'm sorry. So this deck list is very budget friendly, and that's kind of awesome in my opinion, that you can play a very competitive deck for $100. And I think that's just so awesome. These prices are also from MTG Goldfish. I believe that they use Card Kingdom for their pricing guide. I don't know how accurate that is, so forgive me if it's not accurate. So I think I've covered Dig Through Time, Pour, Lier, Fae of Wishes. I think everything here has been covered. We're back to 4 Lotus Field in the main deck because we're not playing Wish. We have a bunch of islands, my favorite island from Invasion. We have our Blast Zone. So it's sort of a tech play here is a sideboard mission briefing. So you can get it with Fae of Wishes mid-combo to then flashback forward the pages or dig through time. So in my more recent builds of the other decks, being these two, I've been running a dig in the sideboard that I've actually liked quite a bit. So I like this lower to the ground payoff spell, and that's what Mission Briefing is. So you don't have to play it, but I do think it's sort of nice having a payoff in the sideboard. I don't know if Mission Briefing is actually any good. We'll find out today, but that's the idea behind it. It also surveils too, so the entire point of our deck is to mill ourselves out pretty much to win with this Jace, and it plays into that a little bit. So between the plannings, you know, the digs, we have a lot of ways of milling ourselves, but I imagine we're going to use this Lier quite a bit to essentially flashback a lot of these effects to deck ourselves. I think getting ourselves to 0 cards will actually be incredibly easy, and I really do mean that. Yeah, I think I've talked long enough. If you enjoyed the video, always, leave a comment down below. I'm open to suggestions, a bunch of that stuff, but I'll see you in match number 1. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Well, to start off our event, we have a very interesting hand. We have a 1-land Slundy Vision hand with Lotus Field Stage and triple Brawl. Is this good enough? I am super tempted to keep it on the draw, but it's very, very risky, and I know a lot of you are probably screaming at your computer right now. I think triple Brawl is also a mulligan. Like, double Brawl I could see. Like, if one of these was another cantrip or a land, I probably would have snapped this hand off. Instead, I think I'm just going to trust the deck and mulligan. And this is a pretty interesting hand. I think that we can just bottom the Lier for now. We're not going to need that. And, just, one action at a time. It looks like we're playing the Mirror. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Island. I think we just play Slundy Vision or Slundy Isle past the turn. Or maybe I'm supposed to play an island, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're definitely playing the Mirror. There's Brawl. Yep. Draw. Okay. Let's just Shimmer looking for Lotus. I think we just take another Shimmer. Or maybe we take the Pour and just hope that the planning hits. Maybe that's the play here. I think if we miss on the planning, we're probably not winning the game anyway. Yeah. Our opponent definitely opened up on a stronger hand than we did. And they're passing. Okay. We have our own copy of Brawl. So what we can do is we can play stage here, play Brawl, and then planning. Looking for that Lotus. No Lotus. We'll take Hidden Strings, though. And if we're lucky enough to untap, you know, we'll see from there. Might just be dead here, though. Okay, starting off with the Vizier cycle. Adding 3 blocks, so they're likely an Ultimatum build. I sort of knew that already with the Temple. And they're searching their deck for a card. Probably Thespian Stage if I had to guess. And now they can cast Hidden Strings, floating 1. 1 being a colorless. Yep. Ooh, Shimmer. Okay, so we're going to get a turn here. If we draw Lotus Field, we can actually attempt to win the game. Draw, not Lotus Field. Damn. I can Fey Wishes for Mystical Dispute, and then try again next turn. I think that's probably the play here. Yes. Grab the Dispute. And pass. Just need to find a Lotus Field. Okay, so cycling Vizier. Yep. If they have a Hidden Strings, it becomes awkward. So they can tap the coast to then copy stage, or stage copy Lotus. Okay. Or if they have double Hidden Strings, that's really awkward. Shimmer again, okay. 2 mana. Another Shimmer. So they only have a colorless floating. I think I'm actually just going to dispute this because it gives me an extra look at Lotus Field to win via Brawl. Okay, yes, I'll draw. Dig was a very good find there. Okay. Draw. Alright, I don't hate the Vizier. So we have 6 cards in graveyard. I think we just dig here. Remove the island. Dispute. Consider. Vision. Then you have to pick between Shimmer and Planning. I think I'd rather leave the Shimmer. Oh my, no Lotus? Oh, that's heartbreaking. Wow. Jeez. Wow. I'm speechless. A little bit of bad luck. So I think I take the planning. So I technically have 1 out here, and it's like I can cycle Vizier untapping Slendy Isle, play Lotus, and then Hidden Strings cycle. I mean, I think that's my out here. I just need to take it. Okay, untap the Slendy Isle, draw. Another island. Probably just dead here. They have 4 cards in hand. I'm gonna planning. Little late, Lotus. Little late. Alright, we're just gonna let them kill us now. Okay. Granted, floating 3 blue. Okay, and now they can cast Hidden Strings on tap and peer. Okay, they've shown me that they have it. I'm just going to go to the next game. A little bummed with how that turned out because I feel like I played my way back into that game. We just didn't happen to hit. It's not a fault of the deck. I don't, like, sometimes you just don't hit it, and that happens. But I'm interested in all 4 copies of Mystical Dispute. I don't think you actually want to bring in Thought Distortion. And now we need a card to board out, and I think you can probably get away with boarding out. I don't think you're allowed to board out your lands. So I don't think that's it. So I think it's either Planning or Shimmer. Or Consider. Well, you could probably shave 1 Brawl. Because they just don't have removal. So you could probably shave 1 Brawl. And then maybe a Planning. And 2 Consider. I think I'm good with that. Alright, we're on the play this time. Let's see if we can get it. Sure. This seems fine. When I'm taking a mulligan to 5. Okay. So I'm going to lead on the Consider. Because, so I could lead on the Slundi Isle. Like, I'm aware of that. But that means I don't have Dispute Up on turn 2. And I think I want Dispute Up to hit a possible Brawl or Shimmer. Okay. And I understand Brawl's usually a 1 of in that list, but we don't actually know our opponent's deck list. Do I want to keep that? I think the answer is no. You're another Slundi Isle. Okay. Draw. Let's play the Isle, pass. Okay, so it's their second turn. Let's see what they do here. I would counter a Shimmer when we have double Dispute Up. They just have Scrying. Okay. Picked up the Lotus Field. Draw. And a Shimmer. No dice. I think I take another Shimmer. And we'll play our Isle. Pass the turn. And another Scrying. Yep. So they're going to have stage Lotus. Ooh, they picked up a Bark Channel. Okay, so they already had stage Lotus. So we know that they have 2 lands in hand. Draw. And a Shimmer. Shimmer digs the deepest, so that's why you'd like to cast it. We're going to play that, and then that actually worked out nicely. So now if this planning finds Lotus, we have stage Lotus next turn. Instead, we're looking at triple land. Maybe Blast Zone was a card I should have boarded out. I didn't even think of that. Didn't even consider it. So we know that they have a Bark Channel in hand. Yep. Draw. Another stage. I think I'm gonna pour here. Then untap 2 lands. We'll have double Dispute Up. Discard the stage. We don't need it. And if our opponent doesn't do anything, we can just dig on their end step. Alright, so they played the Bark Channel. Do you have Thought Distortion? They have their 1 of. That's super frustrating. Alright, I'm gonna dig. Okay, so 2 more cards need to be exiled. Planning Shimmer. Or Shimmer Consider. I don't know. Okay, so we're looking to pick up Lotus Field and then a creature here. No Lotus Field again. Okay, so I think we take Brawl Vizier. And then Thought Distortion hurts, but we're not out of it. Oh, I messed up. I should have taken these and left the lands because it would make future digs better. Yeah, I messed that up a little bit. Draw. And I get punished by drawing dig. Ah, damn. That hurts. Let's cycle the Vizier. Okay. Play Brawl and just pass the turn. Both these games, I went through a lot of my deck without ever finding a Lotus Field, which is just kind of unfortunate. Like, yes, it can happen. I know that I'm not playing Sylvan Scrying, but this is a little bit unlucky. Yep. So they're just looking for an ultimatum at this point. If they're playing Ultimatum, I think they actually just misplayed a little bit. Because if you floated mana off of Lotus Field and then found the Ultimatum, you would already have mana to cast it. I don't know what their hand is, but it's just a little tidbit for you. Because the Ultimatum can't be cast off these 3 lands. Looks like they just have the pier. And that's going to do it. So, unfortunately, our deck decided not to cooperate here in match number 1. Not the end of the world. I still have a lot of confidence in this deck list. It's only 1 match. It doesn't mean a whole lot. But we're going to try to bounce back and win the next match coming up. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Match number 2, we're on the play. Let's get it. Let's bounce back. And here we have our Lotus Field, but this hand doesn't have a second land. If you hit, this hand's just bananas. Well, I think we're supposed to be a little bit more disciplined in mulligan here. And this is fine. We'll keep this in bottom of the Fae. Alright. Land go. Likely the red-green aggro deck. Okay, let's strategic planning. I think we just take the island. And pass. Next turn we might want to consider casting a Vizier. I'm not sure if I want to do that against the deck with a bunch of removal, though. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. Draw. Shimmer's a good one. Let's cast it. Ding! How crazy is that? This is a match where we found our Lotus Fields? I can't believe it. Alright, so now we just have to live a few turns. I could, in theory, try for it next turn. I might have to. We're taking 7 here, going to 13. If they untap with... what is it called? Ooh, that was a good draw. What is it called? The green creature with all the text on it. I can picture the card in my head. Why can't I say the name? I don't know. So I'm just going to cycle here. I think I'm going to go for it. The Lier was a really, really good draw. Okay, so now we're going to cycle this Vizier. Okay. So now we tap this for blue and copy. Hidden strings. Yes. Yes. No. And now what we're going to do is if you play the Lier, you don't actually have enough mana to cast the hidden strings again. So we're going to play the Pour, which then makes a single mana. And that allows us to play the Lier and then flashback hidden strings. It's Lier time. Hidden strings. Is this what it feels like when your deck wants to work for you? Because I love it. Okay, and now we flashback the Pour. Okay, discard a land. We have another Pour in there that we milled off the what is it called? Strategic planning. No, why would you concede? I was having fun. Ah, come on. It's only a turn 4 without a Brawl in play. It's not a big deal. So here we have to decide on if we want to board in Fading Hopes and Void Snares or just one or the other. So in this list I'm running 3 Void Snares because Deafening Silence has been picking up so much recently. So I am trying to have a versatile answer for that, and it's also good against Void Snare. Against these big dumb creature decks, it buys you time, so I do enjoy that aspect of it. Here, I mean, we could just board in all 6 and just really slow them down. I mean, I don't hate it. Probably take out the Considers. Maybe I'll do like 2 Void Snare and leave 1 in the board. Maybe shave Brawl for a planning. Could go down to 2 Fae. I guess Faye's a blocker. She's got a big old booty. I'll try 2 Brawl. Let's try this out. Okay, we've opened up both copies of Brawl. I'm gonna try it. I don't love this hand, but I think it's probably fine. Alright, turn 1 Elvish Mystic. You got it. We'll play the Isle. Don't think we're going to have a turn 4 this game. Interesting. No red mana. There's a Damping Sphere. So I did board in 2 copies of Void Center. The third is in the sideboard. We have the Fae, so next turn I can cast Fae to go get it. Okay. Burning Tree. So you've cast 1 spell. Your next spell will be more expensive. Bushwhacker, don't care. But I guess the Brawl stops some damage, though. That's kind of nice. Stage. And then let's go get our Void Snare. I've really liked Void Snare in the last few Pioneer Leagues that I've played. It just overperforms. I mean, I have another Brawl in hand, so if they have a combat trick here, I'm fine with them losing a little bit of tempo on that. And they have Stomp, sure. Like I said, I'm fine with the lost tempo. So I can play Brawl into Shimmer here. I can't play the Fae because the Damping Sphere taxes it, but I can play Shimmer because Brawl makes it cheaper. Fading Hope. Yeah, that's probably just the play here. Still looking for Lotus. I'll block. You want to take another turn off to kill it, feel free. Burning Tree, okay. And now they can play Bone Crusher. Oh, they stomped again, sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna cycle. Draw. And then I can play Fae and have up Fading Hope. I think I'm gonna do that. And I haven't played a land yet, so I'm gonna play the Seagate. And on their turn, I can Fading Hope something to buy some time. Block. Whoops. Move to blockers. So I could Fading Hope this creature here, but then they can recast it into Bone Crusher. The thing is, if I bounce the Bone Crusher, I'm taking extra damage anyway, and then they have Stomp available, so I think I'm just going to bounce the Burning Tree. Do I care about Blast Zone? I don't think so. Just want to find Lotus. Both of our Brawls are dead this game, though. To teach me a lesson forever boarding one out. A third Stomp, you got it. Okay, so we found another Void Snare. Let's play Planning. Jeez Louise. A lot of mana here. Alright, I'm gonna play Dig. Now I have to exile 6. We can remove the Brawls because we have no way of getting those back anyway. Remove the Vizier, and then one more. Fairy of Wishes. Jeez, come on, deck. What to do? I think it's just the pair of hidden strings. At some point, you just have to accept that in order to win, you're going to need... So let's think of how a winning game looks like, right? I think that you can agree that involves finding Lotus Field. That's step one. But then after step one, you have to have enough mana to Void Snare, Damping Sphere, copy Lotus, and then on the same turn have mana to Hidden Strings into Pour. Ronas, that's not the big creature I was thinking of, but sure. Fading Hope. That will bounce this creature. I can Fey and get, like, Consider. Is that the player? Do I just want to play it as a blocker? I could also just Pour here. Maybe that's the play. Let's Pour. Wow. Alright. Discard land. Play island. Spend 2 mana to bounce this big dummy. And then we can Fading Hope on their turn to buy a little bit more time. So they have 2 cards in hand, and we know one of them is Ronas. Sure. Alright, so this is 8 damage. This would put me to 1. We're going to Fading Hope here to scry and potentially look for Lotus Field. That has to go on the bottom. Okay, so we're at 3. Draw. Alright, so I can play Fey to block the Gruul Spellseeker, and then they have 3 damage. Unless I Void Snare Burning Tree. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do here. Because I'm still just dead on my turn. Like, theoretically, I can Void Snare to bounce the Burning Tree, but I can't win the game after that. Because I guess I would need Damping Sphere plus Lotus on the following turn. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the next game. Alright, game 3 coming up. I think I'm going to leave it as is. I don't think I need to change anything. I actually liked the board mapping for the most part. Okay, game 3 against Gruul Aggro. So we have an answer to Damping Sphere. We have half of the Lotus combo. Is this hand good enough? Not sure. Like, it doesn't actually do anything. I think I'm supposed to ship it. This hand is effectively the same hand. I think we're just going to keep it. Island go. Game Trail, revealing Stomping Ground into an Elf. Classic. Okay. I'm going to play the Island Pass. Next turn, I think I'm playing Stage into Vizier. Burning Tree, sure. This is a fast hand. Ouch. Yikes. I don't think I'm going to win this. Alright, so there's a small chance that we win if I draw exactly Lotus Field next turn. That's what a winning game for us looks like at this point. Alright, they have 7 damage here. So Stomp would only put me to 1. I can't afford the Vizier dying, so I'm just going to take it. If they have like a Lightning Strike, you got me. Sure. Lotus. And I believe that's all she wrote. Damn. Alright, 0-2. Maybe Mono-Blue isn't good enough, but we have 3 more rounds to figure that out. Stick around. suffer with me a little bit. Maybe this deck list is terrible. Who knows? Maybe it's fine. Let's just, get a larger sample size and find out. Playing your favorite combo deck in paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 Monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Another round, another opportunity, match number 3. I still have a lot of faith in this list. I feel like we've been hit sort of by the bad side of variance so far. And here, this hand is essentially a mulligan to 6 where we have Lotus Field Stage, but we would need running lands in order to make it work. So I think I'm just going to ship it and hope for, a better one. And I think that this hand's secretly fine. We'll try this, and I think we bottomed the Vizier. So with this Consider, we're just looking for land number 2. Cast the Consider. Not a land, it goes to the graveyard. Okay. So we do need to find a land now. Mono-Red. Yikes. Oh no. Oh no. Deck is not happy with me today. Yikes. Okay. Turn late. Alright, so Eidolon is going to knock us down to 18 life. And that's a Bone Crusher. Crush, crush. Draw. Blast Zone. That is the theoretical answer to Eidolon, although very slow against this 6 points of power on board. I think I'm just going to play the Lotus Field. Okay. So our best draw is probably Thespian Stage. Yikes. So maybe I need a Blast Zone now. Alright, so this is going to put me down to 12. And then this is 8 coming in next turn. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Because if you think about how this game will play out, I'll add a counter here. Next turn I can activate this, but then I'm dead on board to the Bone Crusher. So I think I'm just dead. Unfortunate. So we're going to 4 here. And I cannot cast Hidden Strings any longer. Alright, let's just play the dig. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I think the real answer is just die. Sure. Alright, so they got me. It happens. Let's go to game number 2, where we have a bunch of answers for these Eidolons. So the nice thing about this creature, this package right here, is that it answers a lot of how our opponent's trying to beat us very effectively. I don't actually like the Anger of the Gods effects anymore. While they do beat double Eidolon, they're pretty clunky, and a lot of these red decks do play Boros Charm. Based on what I saw out of our opponent, I'm not sure that they are, but in general, a lot of them have Boros Charm. So that's sort of an issue where these effects get around Boros Charm. And I think you're supposed to just board out the Considers because they dig. They're not as good as digging for Lotus Field. And then maybe you board out one of these. Let's try this out. I could 0-5 this league, by the way, and I'd still want to try this list again. Like, I think the theory's there. It's just not working out quite well in practice so far. Here we have one land Lotus Field. Unfortunately, I just think I have to ship that. Like, it has everything, but if I miss on the second land, it's such a feel bad. But if you spike land number 2, this hand is probably going to win. Screw it. Let's do it. Opponent took a mulligan. Okay. Play the vision. Pass the turn. Soulscar Mage. Draw. Okay. So it was a calculated risk and I did not hit. Okay. So we're going to fall to 19. And then they're probably going to play Eidolon. No Eidolon. Let's bounce the Soulscar. We get a scry off this. Okay, and there's our land. We'll put that on top. So next turn, I think like we might just want to play out the Fae as a big blocker. Sure, I've been stomped. That do. What? That card's bonkers. Whenever I play an instant, I take 2. I've never seen that card before. Okay, so I play with land. I'm going to play the Fae. Does it trigger off theirs? So if they swing in and I block and then they have that card, my Fae just die. Or like play with fire. Because this thing has first strike. I think I'm just going to block anyway. This way they can't play Bone Crusher. I mean, if you got it, you got it. Kill my creature. Okay. Fae down. Draw. Let's play Shimmer. Take the Vizier. Lotus Field and pass. And another one. That's really annoying. So now they'll take sorcery. Now whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, I take 2. Yep. Draw. I'm going to cycle the Vizier here, because cycling Vizier allows me to play both Fae and Shimmer this turn, despite taking 2 off the Shimmer. Alright, let's cast the Shimmer. We're looking for Thespian Stage here. We found it. Okay. Copy. And then next turn, we'll maybe try to win. I don't know yet. So they hit their 3rd mana. They missed it previously. So I'm going to take 4 here. They have Scab Clan? Oh, there's no winning. This person just hates Storm. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, damn. So I think the only way we can win now is via Ugin. Oh, wow. Cycle. Pretty sure we're just dead even with Ugin. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Alright, sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. We're 0-3. Match number 4 coming right up. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon, and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Okay, round number 4. Let's see if we can get our first match win. This hand just doesn't do enough, I think. We're supposed to ship that. This is better. And probably put the Vizier on the bottom. We're just going to be lazy and consider now. We can put that to the graveyard. Dig is a good pickup. River Glide Pathway. So likely Izzet. Play the stage, and let's try to find a Lotus Field. Ding! Their own copy of Consider. And it is Izzet. Bright Dragon, sure. Draw. Let's play Planning. Sort of a bummer we mill the hidden strings there. And we'll pass the turn. Next turn, we're looking to play Lotus Field and copy it. Expressive Iteration and another Planning. Okay. So I could untap the Lotus Field here. That would give me 3 mana, and then when I copy stage, it's not enough. I'm actually 1 mana short. So I just have to pass. And another Planning. I don't feel very confident in our opponent at this very moment. Okay, and they discarded a Phoenix. Wow, what a good draw, Brawl. It's Party City. Cycle. Tap, draw. Another island. Full hidden strings. Yes, yes, no. Let's cast the 4 of the pages. Untap, discard this Lotus Field. We can play Planning. Okay. Our opponent had enough. And here we just board in the disputes. And I think we take out the Considers most likely. It's like the Considers or like a mixture of these two spells. I think Consider's just the least effective out of the group, so the Consider should be the thing to go out. Okay. Pretty reasonable hand. Wow. It only took until match 4 for us to get like reasonable draws. I doubt, like, there's a bunch of people that probably watched match number 1 and then left after me not finding Lotus Field. And, you know, that happens with every video where you don't win round 1. There's actually a pretty big drop off in the analytics. So winning round 1 is just super crucial. But I think this league is an outlier and not the norm. That would be my guess here, if I'm being honest. I think I'm going to play the Isle here. So when deciding to play the Isle over the Island, do you want to hold up Dispute on turn 2? I think my answer is no. Instead, I'm going to play Planning and look to just do my plan better and then use this Dispute later on to try to win the game. Hidden Strings was an amazing draw. I think we actually take the Restoration here. Easy. Okay, so this is more like Izzet tempo than Izzet Phoenix. We did see a Phoenix in game 1, but Sprite Dragon you see every once in a while, but Young Pyromancer is pretty uncommon. Alright, so I think I'm just going to play the field. I guess I could have played... Please don't punish me. Okay, good. I could have played the Thespian stage, and I think that was actually the correct play there. I didn't think of it until I passed, but if our opponent slammed a Narset there, I'd have egg on my face. So it's probably correct to not lose to Narset. Okay. So I could try to win here, but I lose to any interaction out of our opponent. So I think I'm just going to pass instead and have Dispute up. And one of the nice things about passing here is an opposing copy of Mystical Dispute will not stop. Like if I dispute their Narset and they have a dispute back, I end up winning that exchange because I can actually pay 3. Right, 5 mana. Planning, sure. Okay, so we're taking 4, going down to 14. And they're passing. So now we're going to copy our Lotus Field, and then on our turn, we're going to go for it. Hopefully, we'll actually get to execute our combo. Like, an opponent will not concede once we're doing our thing. Alright, so let's just start off on cycling this Vizier. Probably should have held the island. A little bit of a mistake. Because I need something to discard to Pour in case Pour draws 3 action spells. Okay, cycle again. Draw. Another Pour. Cast Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Cast Hidden Strings again. Roughly infinite mana. And let's cast Pour. Okay, so they're looking for an interaction piece with this Consider most likely. Does my Pour resolve? I will Mystical Dispute that. Okay. Does Pour resolve? It does! And thankfully I discarded cards that drew cards I didn't mind discarding. But we do want the second Pour to be a little bit better than that one. Okay, so we have Brawl. I don't think I'm going to play Brawl yet. Because I think I want to keep the Brawl in hand for the Seagate Restoration. Well, I drew another Pier, and I think that changes my opinion a little bit. Plus drawing the Mystical Dispute. Ding. Let's cast this. Yes! We got to do it. It happened. Okay, let's Shimmer. Let's take another Seagate. Yes. Please don't concede. Please don't concede. Okay, there we go. 15 cards left in deck. And now you see how easy it is to win with the Jays. Like, when you have the Seagates in your deck, just drawing your entire deck isn't a concern. Let's Shimmer. Gladly take a Hidden Strings here. Cast it. Yes, yes, no. What's Planning? Take the Shimmer. Alright, our opponent got sick of me. But we won our first match. There's one left to go. I'd like to finish this at least 2-3. I don't think that this deck list is bad. I genuinely believe that this could be a viable list. It's just that, you know, not all these go well. So let's just try to finish this 2-3, and hopefully I'm not wrong. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Match number 5. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. This hand obviously is good. We have our Lotus Field, we have our Stage, plus additional lands. And Mono-Red again. Okay. So, going to be a tough matchup, but let's just see what we can do here. Okay. So, Soul Scar is going to knock us down to 19. What will the follow-up be? Eidolon. It's brutal. Okay. Shimmer. Take the Brawl. It's not impossible to win this game, but it is difficult. Is this just the norm now? Like, I don't know. I haven't really seen this yet. But it would appear to be so. Okay, let's play Brawl. We'll go to 12. Alright, so maybe this red deck is just the new norm and I don't play enough to see it. Alright, I'm just super dead here. We can move on to game 2. Alright. Did not go well. Excuse me. Alright, so I think we just want to board in these 5 effects once again. And then board out the Considers. And maybe a Seagate. if this deck is popular with all these effects, it might not be terrible to play a sweeper effect. So you could play Anger of the Gods or something along those lines. But another card that comes to mind, and this one might be a little bit too wonky, is Engulf the Shore. We are playing like 10 basic islands. And it could be viable in a bunch of different matchups. So it's just a thought. I think I'm going to just Shimmer here. No land. I think I just take the Fading Hope. Okay. Just getting in there. So I'm gonna upkeep this Fading Hope so that way I get the Scry equity. I think I'm gonna bottom the stage. Doesn't really help us here. I'd rather have the Isle anyway. Okay, Scab Clan, you jerk. I don't know why I didn't upkeep it there. I should have. We'll bounce the Scab Clan. So maybe this deck list is just stock if 2 different people are playing it. We'll put that on top. And pass the turn. Soul Scar, sure. And Bone Crusher. Okay. Draw. So if we can find Lotus, we can do something here, but we did not. So I think the play is to take the Lundy Vision and then use that to find another Shimmer or Strategic Planning. Fortunately, a Lotus went on the bottom. We just picked up a Pour. Alright, I just have to pass here. 5 mana. I feel like they have a burn spell. But I just have to block. Yep. My Brawl will die now. I'm gonna like pretty much draw exactly Lotus Field again. It's not going to do it. So I can play Brawl. Bounce the Scab Clan and hope to live. This red deck seems like a nightmare matchup if they're all built like this. Okay, yeah, I'm not beating Eidolon. I did have 3 bounce spells, but we're just never beating that. Okay, so we went 1 and 4, which is sort of unfortunate. I really hope that this red deck doesn't pick up because it seems like a nightmare for us. And here's the deck list once again. I would play this in another league. I really would. I feel like we didn't really get to see its full potential here, unfortunately. If you know of ways to possibly improve it, feel free to let me know. Because I don't think that this deck list is bad. Because you might be watching this going like, yeah, well, you lost because you didn't find Lotus Field because you weren't playing green. We went 4-1 with this list that also didn't have green in it, and we found Lotus Field very easily throughout the entire league. Maybe the difference there is having Wish. So it's really, if you think about the 2 different builds, it's like Wish versus Dig. But we also had a 4th field in the main deck, so I'm not sure if that actually mattered or not. Who knows? But definitely interested in your feedback. Thanks for watching. Keep storming. Have a great day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.